Very good morning to all of you. We'll start exactly at 11 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of NorthCap University. We are a progressive multidisciplinary university located in the city center of Gurugram, Haryana. Our university's rich heritage of more than 25 years, with more than 11,000 alumni and a robust academic infrastructure, enables us to have very deep linkages with the government, with the industry, and the research bodies. Our university has schools in law, engineering and technology, management and liberal studies. We have applied sciences departments, and we are operating out of our state-of-the-art urban campus, which hosts a diverse student range. And we have been ranked as among the top cleanest universities in Delhi NCR. With smart classrooms, digital library, and an infrastructure that enables students to accomplish their goals and career aspirations, we have also been accredited by several national and international bodies. Recognized by UGC, by the Bar Council of India, we have a membership of the Association of Indian Universities. We have also been ranked A grade by NAC, and this has given us a lot of impetus in the area of research. Guided by eminent academicians and industry leaders, our university follows a very immersive pedagogy. We deliver courses at undergraduate, postgraduate, as well as doctoral programs. The prestigious QSI gauge ratings with both the gold for management and law and legal studies and platinum for engineering. It is a testimony of our rich legacy and commitment to academic excellence. I welcome you all to this webinar. And today, I, Dr. Sona Vikas, professor at the School of Management and Liberal Studies, is going to take you through a journey on how to choose a college or a course, and how do we understand the difference or the importance of both of them. Now, before I start, it is very imperative to understand the background of why this is being conducted as a webinar. The fact of the matter is that the employability in our country, according to the World Economic Forum, is a very, very dismal in terms of the numbers that have been given. Only 1 in 4 management professionals are employable. Only 1 in 5 engineers have the employment credentials, and only 1 out of 10 graduates can be said to be employment ready. So while 64% of our students are educated, but they are not employable. And one of the reasons for that is there is a mismatch between what, as a student, I should do and what I end up doing. So that also raises us to the question that is there any program that is highly employable? Well, these are some statistics by the Skill India report of 2022, and you will be surprised that our engineering batches are only having an employability of 55.15%, followed by MBA. The other courses are also mentioned here, but it is not a very encouraging number. In fact, if you see, these employability percentages are an indicator that our students are not following their heart, perhaps. They are maybe going by what the crowd mentality is, or they have some pressures which they are giving up their aspirations, or they have a total ignorance of what is right for them. And as a result, what generally happens is that when a student, he gives priority to the institute over a course or course over an institute, there are going to be a lot of dichotomies that will happen. And the impact is not going to be seen immediately. It is going to happen once he starts working, once he realizes that it is not his cup of tea, and it may be too late. So, against this background, let us try to find out that how can a student decide what is it that he can do. I'm going to focus both aspects because we have students who are pursuing their graduation, and we also have students who are maybe in their school or finishing their school. So how do we decide that what is it that we should do after we finish our elementary schooling or graduation? Now, just as the school that we decide at the time of nursery is a very critical decision, similarly, what we decide after class 12 is also extremely significant. So let's decide and discuss how and what is the right course. Now, according to my experience, I have seen that there are three main factors, or you can say reasons, which a person should consider while deciding the course. The first is aptitude. What do we understand by aptitude? It means that do I have it in me as an ability to do the particular course that I'm aspiring for? For example, there are students who end up taking engineering not because they have the aptitude, but they may be interested in it. The fact of the matter is that I may have an interest, but if my aptitude is not there, I will not be able to score marks. I may not be able to get the grades and the CGPA. I may not be able to sustain myself in that 2, 3, or 4 year career period that I will be doing that course. I will be struggling. I'll be struggling to give extra time because I may not be having that aptitude to understand certain courses that are part of that particular program that I choose. So aptitude is extremely important. The second is passion. If I don't have a passion, obviously it's a problem. But before that, I may not be passionate, but even if I have interest, I should go for that particular career. And finally, I should do a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is to understand what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are the opportunities available in the market and the industry, what are the future trends that particular course will have for me when I graduate out. And finally, what are some of the challenges I will face if I do that program? In my opinion, all these three factors are extremely critical if I want to decide what course I should choose, whether it is after my schooling or whether it is after graduation. For the simple reason, the duration of the course is what I have to study. If I have neither the aptitude nor the interest, and I have not even understood whether opportunities are there, I will not be able to survive and I will only be struggling. As on date, the national education policy has opened up a plethora of opportunities. It is very flexible, very adaptive to our needs and requirements. So, the only advice I will give at this moment is don't hurry up. Don't go in the crowd mentality. Instead, you see how is it that all these three aspects are taken care of whenever you decide what course you want to go for. Now, having done that, let us understand one thing very clearly. Having a brilliant academic record in a preferred course from an average college is always better than having an average academic record from an exceptional college. Let's understand what it means in a little more details. We may be running after the IITs, the IIMs, the central universities. It is fine. If we don't get through our course of choice in these universities, it does not make sense at all. And I'll give you an example for that. Supposing you are an aspiring engineer wanting to do computer science engineering from IIT Bombay, just hypothetically, but you cannot, for some reason, secure a seat due to the high cutoff, and there is a eligibility issue. You decide that I am getting an available seat in civil engineering or mechanical engineering at IIT Bombay, and you take it up. Believe me, within a year, you will find it difficult to excel in academics because you don't have interest in that field. You may not even have the aptitude in that. So please understand that the course selection is a lifetime decision, as it decides what you will do in your life. And it is important that if you don't prioritize your career decisions well, you will end up in a career that you have no interest in. And this will impact not only your work life, but also lead to low work satisfaction at the end of the day. The chances of success will also go down. So, as they say, do what you love and love what you do. So, this is with respect to the career choice. Now, what are some of the common concerns while making the career choice? Let us understand from a student's perspective where the issues lie. Whatever I have gathered here is basis my experience that peer influence ranks the top when it comes to making a career choice as a concern. Because I am more interested in what my neighbor or what my next door, classmate or batchmate is doing, rather than looking and introspecting at what is best for me. Parental pressure may not be these days very evident, but it is there. Subconsciously, it is there. If your parents are in a particular profession, they may have been trying to instill in you that they would like you also to go for that particular profession they are into it. But today, a doctor's son doesn't become a doctor. A lawyer's son does not become a lawyer unless he has the aptitude and the interest and he has done his own analysis. But not many parents have fallen in the category of not being pressurizing their children. Another concern is there is an ignorance of future prospects of new age courses. These days, there are a whole lot of courses, particularly based on technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, sound engineering. We have a lot of these courses which people are not even aware of, and we don't even make an effort to find out. And we are having a certain perception that we should go for traditional careers. So people go for a general BBA, a general BCom, or a Bachelor of Arts, and then they just have a very callous attitude while making that decision. They do not do adequate groundwork. And as a result, a few years down the line, this non-seriousness about the career takes a toll. Another aspect is that a lot of students, they take year gaps or drop year, as we say, for preparing entrance exams. It is something which is not advisable at all. If you're aspiring for one of the premier institutes or a course in the country where entrance preparation is required, it is better to start early. If you're in school, then you start as early as maybe ninth standard to at least start making preparation at a very slow pace, and that gets picked up after class 10 board exam. If you're in graduation aspiring for an IMS for your MBA, please start from year one. Don't wait till year three. Because what will happen is, supposing you are a 12th standard student, I'll take both examples. A class 12 student who is appearing in 2023 for the board exams in class 12. And you feel that I could not have made it into the IITs. My JEE score was not as high. Let me give it another shot. So you are going to spend one full year, 2023 to 2024, this time, to get a good score. Now, what is going to happen during this year is you will be distracted. The concentration levels are not going to be as high as ideally they would be because you're sitting at home. Because of the fact that you are hearing news about what your peers are doing, how they have started their college life while you are still sitting at home. Also, when you're at home, you're not going to study for 12 hours in a day and every single day. It's not happening. It's not practical that it happens. If it does, it's great, but it's a very rare situation. So imagine that the 365 days that you take off just to understand that I may be better off in getting maybe a better rank in the entrance exam, it may actually not happen. And you will end up using your same class 12 score, which you scored in 2023, to score an admission in 2024. So an entrance exam being a risk is something one should not idly waste a year. If you are so much interested, please start early. If I look at a graduate student, if you are so keen for an IN, please start in the first year itself, because if 2023 you're finishing your graduation, you are not going to give your CAT exam in 2023 because you have not started your preparation even. You will only give it by 2024. And if that is the situation that I'm taking a drop year, if you give your exam in 2024, you get an admission in 2025. That means that you have spent 1.5 years over and above your graduation only studying for an entrance exam, which is very dicey, which is very risky. Is it worth it? Is a question which I leave you with. So think about it. Moving on. Now that I have decided that these are the thought processes I need to have in my mind, let us also discuss what are some of the types of qualifications and options that you have. So we have recognized UGC degrees offered by established institutions. We have full-time programs, which are PGD or diplomas, or they have, said that these are these undergraduate programs, which are not degrees, okay, or postgraduate programs, which are not degrees. There could be certification courses, there could be correspondence or distance learning courses. You could be trying to pursue a qualification on a part-time study option basis. I mean, these options are there in different forms. Now, the point is that which is the one which is applicable, which is the one which gives you an edge. obviously a UGC recognized degree, because in our country, UGC, University Grants Commission, is the highest stakeholder. And they are the ones who are authorizing institutions to get to award degrees to the candidates who fulfill the basic requirements. Coming to the different institutions, you will be getting calls from every kind of institution, a college, a university. But do we have an idea of what the difference is? So I'm here sharing with you some of the options that you have to choose, you get to choose from. One is the central universities like Delhi University, Jawaharlal Nehru University. These are all central universities. Then our state-operated universities, like for example in Delhi, we have Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, or we have Vishwakarma Skill University in Haryana. These are all state universities. We have private universities like our NorthCap University. And then you have institutes or colleges which are affiliated to universities. So if you will see the website of MDU Rohtak or IP University Delhi, they all will have affiliated colleges, a huge list. So those are colleges where they provide you the education, but the degree comes from that particular parent university. So these are the different options you get to choose from. Now, how do I choose which is the most suitable institution for myself? There is not one single factor. There are a lot of factors that you need to consider before you make a decision. So what are these factors? Let's have a look. The first and foremost is having qualified and experienced faculty members, because they are the ones who are going to be responsible for the delivery of the curriculum. The program that you are looking for is sought by the industry. So the institution which offers you an industry relevant program and contemporary curriculum is the one which you have to look out for. This institution should be giving a UGC recognized degree. Please don't fall in the trap of diplomas or certifications, because in the long run, they don't have any weight at all. Because the kind of curriculum, the kind of rigor that a university offers, these certification courses can be value add to your CV, but they cannot be the basis of your qualification. This institution that you choose must have a strong industry interface with good placements and internships. All this information is available on the websites of the institution, so it becomes very easy for you to at least cross-check that whether the shortlisted institution is giving me all these things or not. The next is global exposure. Many a times we realize that if we have global exposure, we get an edge when we come back, because we would have operated, we would have met with people of diverse cultural backgrounds, we would have studied a curriculum and studied in a very different classroom. So it gives you an extraordinary edge. Location. It is important that this institution is very strategically and centrally located, and there are ample opportunities around it. So I'll give you a small example. Our university, for example, is located in the industrial hub of Gurgaon, and we are surrounded by a whole lot of industries, manufacturing units, corporates. So if I have to send my student for some survey, for some kind of project, it is very easy. And if the industry people want to come to our campus, it's not very far off for them to travel also. So this gives an added advantage to the institution. The next part is mentoring by faculty. You know, when we join an institution, either we are coming from school or after graduation, we feel lost. We feel lost in a sea of students. We don't know whether we are making and taking the right steps or not. And what is that right step? Do I have somebody to guide me? So if that institution has a good mentoring program where you are allocated a faculty You must go for that, because then you are sure that there is somebody to look after you. There is somebody to ensure that you are being guided across the 2 or 3 or 4 years of your graduation or post graduation. Now comes another factor, that is a vibrant campus life for holistic development. What do we mean and why do we need it? By the end of our graduation or post graduation or schooling, if we don't have a full page CV or a resume or a profile, it means that we have only spent time inside the classroom studying. But if during our graduation or post graduation, we get ample opportunities to develop our skills ourselves, whether it's respect to team skills, interpersonal skills, collaboration, event organizing, anything, that is where you should go for, because that is how the skills that the industry are looking for, you will be able to acquire and enhance. Taking part in the opportunities provided to you gives you an edge. So, another example, at NorthCap, we have more than 60 clubs and societies. It's not a small number, but it gives the students a wide area of opportunities to choose from. And whether it is academic, whether it is co-curricular, whether it is extracurricular, whether it is related to the community, you have everything under the sun, and you can go by what you want to do and what is your interest. And by taking part in those kind of activities, you can add the same on your profile. And believe me, whether it is a recruiter or whether it is a selection panel or for your post graduation, that is what they are looking for. And that is what will give you the edge over others. And last but not the least is infrastructure. A lot of students make the mistake of putting it the first. This is no sequence of first to the most important to the last important. It's not like that. But I feel that while infrastructure is important, but it cannot be the deciding factor for choosing the institution. There are these whole lot of things that you must have a look at. Now, having dealt with that part of what after class 12th, I will also cater to a small segment here of what after graduation. Students ideally would like to either pursue post graduation, or they seek placement in the industry or the corporate, or they become entrepreneurs, particularly the engineering students who start their own ventures and their startups during their engineering itself. There are some who straight away join their family business, and there is one whole lot who takes a year drop to prepare for entrance exams. Now, all these are fine as far as you are convinced that this is the best option for you. So I'm not going to say that you must do this or do that. I'm not doing any of it. You remember that it has to be your interest and aptitude. It has to be your internal analysis of what is right for you, what is suitable for you, which stage of life you are in terms of your family life. Do you need to support your family? So you join them or you join the company. If you think your entrepreneurial venture is ready to be launched as a full scale, go ahead for that. But if you think that I want to study because once I get out of college, I will not be able to get back again to academics, it is perfectly fine. So that is totally your call, how you decide what you want to go for. Now, one small, piece of advice while we are at it. I will have a lot of goals, ambitions for myself. But what is it that I want to do? I would have decided, made a list. How do I achieve it? So, what is my priority? So, do I go for exam tuition? Do I entrance exam coaching? Do I go for subject tuitions? Do I do my self study? You decide. This is an academic decision. It is your academic acumen. You decide how you are going to pursue your goals. If you think you can manage the tuitions with your school, do it. If you think you can manage coaching with your graduation, do it. It is up to you what is your priority. But do not forget one thing, and no, rather several things here. Don't procrastinate. Don't think that I will do it when the time comes. The time doesn't come, it just flies off. Don't miss your school or university for exam preparation because there are attendance issues, because you may be missing out on a lot of tips that your school or university teachers may give you, and opportunities that you will miss out by sitting at home preparing for the so-called exam preparation, for the exam which is forthcoming. Don't be with the electronic gadgets all the time. Don't be on social media. It's very tough these days to be away, but if you have skyrocket dreams and you really want to soar high, you will have to give up on certain things which you are not very, very eager to leave and let go. Also, importantly, you have to be time smarter. Do not study without a plan, that ad hoc, random, you start preparing all of a sudden. No, don't do that. Finally, do not oversleep or overeat because of the fact that it creates a disbalance in your body. And then I come to my golden question. Have you got a plan A and plan B? Or is it just a plan A which you are relying on? Don't do that. While your plan A may be fantastic and you have all the reasons to achieve it, but please understand there should always be that one factor that can come in your way. So do have a plan B also. Don't rely only on that one decision and be stuck up on it, that I will only do this and I will never do anything else. Don't do that, because then when the time will go away, you will be regretting your decision to be stuck up. And if you don't have anything to fall back on, it will be difficult and very demotivating and frustrating for you that now what should I do? Finally, supposing you have decided that, okay, I have managed to get the course and the choice of the college of my, you know, uh, it's all of my choice, both the college and the course. Then what? How do I manage the successful transition? Because this is where will be your hurdle. A hurdle because when a student finishes his class 12th, he thinks I'm getting free from a cage. He thinks that it's all right if I bunk college. I need to enjoy my college life. I need to, enjoy what I have seen on the media, what I have seen in the films. And you tend to glamorize and visualize a glamorous college life for yourself, which actually it is not. And a lot of students, after entering their college of the first year, they actually waste it. The full 1 year they wasted. They don't realize what they have done till the time it hits them that they're not even entitled to sit for the exams because they have been detained due to shortage of attendance, or their grades are very low because they've not focused on academics. So if we have to manage that I have got the course of my choice, I have got into the institution of my choice, this is one last aspect which has to be very carefully thought of and managed. And that is that whether I am transitioning from school to college or whether I'm going from undergraduate to postgraduate, there are certain things that I have to take care both at a professional and at a personal level. Let's understand all of them and see what is it that I am trying to give across as a message here to all the aspirants who are aspiring for a great career ahead. First of all, when you enter your class 12, I'm sure this is at the last priority for you. You are not interested at all. You have no inclination to work on yourself because you feel, I have just given my class 12th. Do I need to literally, uh, you know, start working on myself. I'm going to enjoy. I just came off from the stress of board exams. But believe me, if you start this at your year one, day one of your college life, your next 3 or 4 years are going to be just fantastic. So you need to create a profile. And how do you do that? You can acquire certificates and you can acquire certifications. There are two different things. I'll explain them. Now, these days, there are a lot of online certifications available through Coursera, through Swayam, through edX, and multiple other platforms. Those which are giving you academic or curricular certifications, like you may want to go for a Google certification in, say, digital marketing, or you may want to go for a course on leadership, anything. That is a certification which you get after spending some time going through the curriculum, maybe giving an assessment, and you get that. The other part is when you participate in extracurricular or co-curricular activities, you go for intra-institution competitions, you get certificates of participation, certificates of merit, certificates of, the award certificates or prizes that are given to you. In that case, what happens is you are getting a certificate which is enhancing your profile. It is telling a future recruiter that this student has gone way beyond his classroom academics and done something to acquire other than grades in the class. One of the options that you can also do to improve your profile is to do volunteering and community outreach, which means that, like, for example, I'll tell you, in our university, our students have to do compulsorily community service hours of 140 hours across the year. They have to contribute, they have to volunteer to the society. It not just gives them an opportunity to be sensitized to the problems the society is facing, but also they are contributing in their own possible way. Somebody is donating clothes, somebody is educating the underprivileged children, somebody is working with the disabled. So there are a lot of opportunities out there which your university only can provide you. And if not, then you can look up for these opportunities. And the reason why it is important is because recruiters or the potential companies are looking for such candidates who have some kind of contribution to the society, who are socially responsible, and this gives them an edge over others. In all institutions, internships are a mandatory feature. So in the second year, after your completion of a 3-year, during your third year graduation degree, you will have to do an internship. Now, a lot of times what happens, students do internship just for the namesake. It's not difficult for them to get certificates for fulfillment and submission to their colleges or universities. But if you actually want to create your good profile, do an internship in a very branded, a good brand organization with meaningful role, which you can actually flaunt on your profile. You could do live projects during your graduation or post-graduation. Now comes the most important part of impression management. Most of the times when we are studying in a college or a university, we don't realize that everybody around as a stakeholder is looking at us. They are looking at the fact how we carry ourselves, how we conduct ourselves, how is our body language, do we have the basic manners, what is our value system? Are we a student they would like to recommend after the completion of the course? That is what impression management is all about. You will need a letter of recommendation at some stage of life. If you would not have created an impression, the LOR will not happen. So you need to be extremely careful at how you are demonstrating, what kind of behavior you are demonstrating when you are in your graduation or post graduation. And last but not the least, I wanted to spend some time on this academic consistency. Many a times it happens that students wake up very late and they realize that only the first year has gone, they have some backlogs, and their percentage has gone down. You won't be eligible for placements. You won't be eligible for even giving entrance exams in the final year. So if you are aspiring for a great career, please ensure you are maintaining academic consistency. Now, all this is said and done at the professional level. Coming to some of the things at a personal level, we must network. We give our students a lot of opportunities that you go out here, there is an event here, a marketing event, education summit, HR conclave. We tell our students to go. Not many volunteer, but those who do, they get a brilliant opportunity to network with the best of the industry. And this networking not only helps in getting good internships, not only gets helps you in the placements, but it also gives you a confidence that wow, I know the CHRO of XYZ company. I met the MD of this company. Last year we were invited by Mercedes Benz to send our students to a sustainability dialogue at Delhi, and our students had the privilege of meeting their CEO and head. It doesn't happen. It didn't happen to all the students. It only happened to the ones who volunteered and who went for it. So this kind of networking, this kind of connections that you get to do make during your graduation or post graduation, they are the ones which are going to give you the edge in your life. As they say, your net worth is your network, and vice versa. Coming to social media etiquettes. Now, a lot of students have their, accounts on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, all of all of that, but they don't mind their postings, the likes that they do, the kind of share of content that they do on their social media handle. We need to understand, students, one thing very clearly. These days, the HR of the organizations, that's the human resource department, they do a lot of screening, the verification, the background checks, basis. What is it that you have posted on your social media? So you must have a very clean social media handle and pages that you maintain. It should give a sense of positivity. It should give a sense of, responsible posts that you are making, so that as a student, you don't get categorized that, oh, this guy is very, very religious. He's an extremist. He posts very controversial stuff. Nothing like that. You have to be extremely careful. Also, be mindful of your friends, because sometimes, you may be very, very uh, ambitious about your career, but your circle, your friends, they may not be, your peers may not be, and vice versa. So let only the positive influence you, let not the negative influence you. In fact, distance yourself from those. And finally, whether you are transitioning from school to college or UG to PG, please make sure that you have those limited, you can say, timelines. Those 2, 3, 4 years is what all the students have. But if you don't manage your time well, you will not be able to get what you are looking for. So imagine, if I have in my campus, if I have 400 BTech students in the final year, only one gets a placement offer of 60 lakhs. or 57 lakhs. Not all get. So there has to be something very different about you. So while we were talking about this aspect of course, college, there is this important aspect also of what you do when you join the college or your course of your choice. Don't let it go or don't let it be wasted because of your decisions to waste time or be affected by the negative people who are not interested in their career. That is just not required. Especially if your parents are funding your education, it just doesn't make sense. For the simple reason that once you start working hard, you will realize how valuable that money is. So don't waste it when you are as a student out there. So the last point that I would like to make today is I go back to my first point of employability. If you are able to manage yourself well during this transition, your student life can be instrumental in bringing you whatever job you aspire for, improving your employability. You can crack the most difficult interviews and you can go for a career that suits your interest, your aptitude, and becomes more of a kind of a stepping stone to your strengths in your career portfolio and profile. So, with this, I come to the conclusion and I open the floor for any questions that you may have.
Hello,
Yes, please.
from this side, Hriday. I'm from Som School of Management.
Okay.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask that I want to pursue. I'm pursuing BBA right now.
Mhm.
I want to do a course in product management,
Okay.
and
And what do you want to
but I have
achieve out of that?
I want to be a product manager.
Okay.
But I have heard that there are things that, like, if you don't do a 1 year program, like post graduation program or a thing, you will not get a good job in outside India, US or someplace.
So your
I want to
aspiration is to go abroad through
Yep,
this program, or you want to go abroad
for
even
this
if you don't do this
for this program, product
for this
management.
program? Okay. So what I know of product management is that, there are no 3-year programs for this or a degree program.
Yes,
Product management is one subset. It is not a full-fledged program. So there
yes, ma'am.
are a lot of institutions like the IMs, the SPGen school, a lot of such colleges in India, and abroad also. I've heard the Kellogg School offers a very robust online program on product management. So what you can do is that in case you are aspiring for a course in product management, you will need to do a course over and above your BBA because product management is a very technical specific course, right? So a BBA will just be your qualifying degree. And if you're planning to go abroad for anything, whether it's a master's or for working, there is something additional you require in terms of your knowledge and skills, whereby you can uh, pursue a career in this area. So if you
You are
search,
talking
you
about
will,
exams
you will,
like GMAT.
yes,
You are talking about exams like GMAT.
no, no. I'm saying, so supposing you want to do a course in product management from outside, or you want to make a career in product management, these are two different things. If you're looking for doing a program in product management, you will see that most of these are certification courses, Okay, because you will not find adequate content that there are 2 year or 3 year courses in that. It's not like that. Most of the courses that are offered are certification courses. You will find some on Coursera also if you look for it. But if you're planning to go for a certificate program outside India only for product management, then you will find that it is offered as one of the elective courses during the post graduation.
Okay.
Okay, so you can search for it. The best of the institutions abroad, like even Stanford, they are offering courses in product management. Kellogg, I just told you.
But they are one
So,
year course, right?
no, they are not 1 year courses, not all of them. They are short-term courses. They could
Ma'am,
be
can I get
maybe
some
some, yes,
can I get some mail ID or something? Yeah, WhatsApp. I could do you so you could tell me
sure.
the
I'll just give
place.
you my
that-
email ID here. You can at any point of time reach out. That's not a problem. And if you are a current student, I will be in campus after 15 July, so we can meet up anytime in campus and discuss this also. Not a problem.
Campus. Okay.
Yeah.
One minute.
Okay. Anyone else would like to ask any question?
Yes, madam. This is
Yes, sir.
Ashokan. This is Ashokan from E Road. My daughter is in plus one, 11th grade, CBSE.
Okay. Okay.
So she is actually interested in, also skilled in
Skilled in?
art means art, drawing.
Sir, I'm sorry, your voice is breaking. I am not able to
I'm
hear
saying
you.
art.
Art.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am actually exploring what are the courses or colleges best suiting her interest. So
So
is
she
there any
wants
kind of
to get into fine arts, or does she want to do BA arts? I mean, Bachelor of Arts. So she wants to do that arts
no,
as in
arts like drawing itself?
drawing itself, right?
Yeah, full time
So,
means the core. I am actually suggesting her to take that itself as a core interest and then proceed with the career.
right. So, sir, there are multiple options. There are courses like Bachelor of Fine Arts also, which is purely into arts, and this is into drawing only. And this is one of the most popular courses. And it's a graduate degree. If you will see, you will get it as a 3 year degree program also. And that is one of the ones. The other thing is that, if she wants to go for design, for example, there are 4 year courses of Bachelor of Design, wherein supposing she wants to get into design of footwear, or she wants to get into furniture design, or she wants to get into, say, for example, product design. So these are different courses in the area of design itself, wherein her drawing interest will come handy for her.
Okay,
So both the
I got it.
options are over or possible. Don't let her do a diploma. Let her do a degree course. And
Okay,
wherever you are based, you can search for courses, and all of them have entrance exams. Like for example, National Institute of Design also has. If she goes for NIFT, that also has, because it's not just fashion design in NIFT, you also have these other courses which you can go for. There are a lot of private universities also which offer product design, footwear design. So it totally depends. Jewelry design also. So wherever she's getting a good practical exposure and a lot of hands-on work is done in the studios and all, you can get her to do the admission there. And since she's in 11th, there are a lot of institutes also which help you prepare for the entrance exams. So if she's looking for a design course or a drawing course or an arts course, they will expect her to prepare a portfolio. And this portfolio will be related to whatever work she does. So in her 11th and 12th standard. So she would have perhaps taken, I'm understanding, fine arts in her 11th, 12th. Has she done that?
She has taken computer science, the max group actually.
Okay, so that's fine. What she can still do is there are a lot of these huge sketchbooks that can be made available to her. And whatever she wants to draw and design, she can do it. And once she is applying for these formal courses, she can carry that with her so that the people who are going to interview her or are there in the selection panel, they can see that she has the interest and she has the aptitude in it. So that can be done. So this portfolio is important. The design aptitude test, which is DAT, is conducted every year by most of these institutions. So you can, accordingly look for the same, and they can be explored. There are a lot of websites like shiksha.com, collegedunia.com, wherein you can get to this information from.
Okay. Is there any
Right.
kind of IIT offering these kind of art and design related courses?
I haven't heard of it. They have
Okay.
all in artificial intelligence and all, but not heard of design. I am not aware.
Okay.
But National Institute of Design is the best. It's based out of Ahmedabad. It is the best.
Okay.
NIFT is also very good because NIFT is a national institute and government institute, very difficult to get through. So,
Okay.
basis her selection, she can go. So, she need to prepare for it. And she also needs to decide that which kind of designing she wants to do. Does she wants to go into fine arts, proper design? Does she want to get into the different kind of design options I just shared with you? So that
Okay.
all can be worked out.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Okay. Anyone else has any other questions? Okay, so while I have given my email ID in the chat box, in case anyone is interested, you can reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer any questions. You can meet us in our campus also, and we'll be happy to do any kind of counseling. Our faculty are in the area of engineering, technology, applied sciences, law, legal studies, management, business, commerce, economics, psychology. It's a very, very diverse area. So we are most happy to host any of you, and you can come over, and we will be happy to answer any queries and any doubts that you may have. So with this, I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much for joining in. We will be having our next webinar next Wednesday on the future of IT. So look forward to seeing you there as well. Thank you very much and have a very good day.
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am, in which room do you sit?
I'm available in the second floor, old building in the faculty room. So we can meet
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.